Alright, how's everybody doing? Mike over here. Another episode for the Limo Garage. We're having trouble with our 2017 Transit. We've got a problem with the HDMI hookup for the flat screen TVs. There's two HDMI splitters. One's for the Blu-ray player and the other one is for the auxiliary HDMI input. And that really comes in handy if you have clients that want to run something on the flat screen, whether it be a presentation for their laptop or whatever. In our case, this vehicle is going to be going to a concert this weekend, and the guy that's reserved it, he has a device that plugs into the HDMI, and he can stream Bluetooth through his phone and do all kinds of fancy stuff. So I wanted to make sure that this was working properly, and this vehicle is brand new. So we haven't even used that HDMI input ever. So this is the first time. So what I wanted to do was make sure that it worked. So I've got my laptop here. You can see my screen is lit up on my laptop. And the way this works, got an HDMI cable here, and I actually ran it over here, and this is the input right there. Well, it looks like crap now because I took the screws out of it to check it. So in theory, when this works properly, you're supposed to be able to plug your HDMI in here and then just go to your auxiliary HDMI 2 on your flat screens, and there you go. As you can see my computer screen lights up there. Oh, look, there's my wife. And now you can see it's lit up over here. All right, well, when I first started messing with this, it wasn't working. It was no signal at all. So first thing I wanted to do was go back here and start checking some connections. And sure enough, what I found, to make a long story short, right back here on this HDMI switch point, this allows you to run two TVs. Well, look up here. You see where that lettering is lit up in blue? When that's lit up on blue, that means that it's working. Now, this right here is your input. So this actually goes all the way through here and connects to that plug that I showed you guys inside underneath. Now watch, when I wiggle this, you're gonna see this turn red. See, every time it turns red, that's when it's losing its signal. I've got a crappy connection right here. So that's what it is. What I already did just to make sure that that's definitely the problem, this comes right down here. You can unplug this here, piece of cake, and you can actually see right here where it says HDMI in, then you've got your two outputs, one to each TV, and then your 12 volt. So I brought my laptop back here with a brand new HDMI cable and plugged it in and wiggled it around like crazy, and it worked perfect. So that tells me this cable right here is the problem. So it's brand new, but you know, new means new don't mean good. So I cleaned the contacts, I put some dielectric grease on it, put it back together, still the exact same problem. So now I'm wondering, okay, what do I have to do to replace this? Is it a special cable, or what's involved in this? So I came in here and took the screws out of this plate. Let me just unplug this, we don't need that anymore. This is the one that's going right to my laptop right now. So once I took this little plate out here, I'm like, oh great, where am I going to get one of these? But then as I kept pulling it, come to find out there's actually an adapter plug here. And look at that. It's just a standard HDMI cable on both ends, plugged into this adapter. This adapter is not the problem. This cable's the problem. So I'm going to run on over to Office Max, pick up a nice heavy duty cable, fish it through, plug it in, fixed. And we'll be back to normal. So if any of you guys have ever run into a similar problem where you've got HDMIs are constantly cutting in and out, you want to start checking these connections and see if that's what it is. Just because it's a new cable doesn't mean it's good. You got to remember, this truck was built about 5 months ago, and this has never even been used. First time going to use it to make sure it worked for our clients, and so it's always good to check stuff before it's too late. It would have been pretty embarrassing. So that's it. I hope this helps somebody who runs into the same problem. Catch you guys next time.